I'm it. Let's go. Hello dearies, I'm LeFae and welcome back to the boho tent. It's been quite a minute since we had some fun out here. If you're one of my returning friends, hi, I'm so happy you're here. And if you're new here and you don't know, I am on an adventure to leave 100 pounds in my past. If you want to come along, I would love to have you subscribe and keep on with me for the adventure. If you want to continue hanging out after the video, be sure to find me on my socials. I have Instagram and FitBit. FitBit, so fun. We do challenges every now and then, and it really helps with motivation. And then also Instagram, I'm trying really hard to share all of my food. Speaking of which, it's just about time for me to break my, well, it's actually time for me to break my fast. So before I get into this travel tag, I'll share with you what I'm gonna be snacking while we do it. I'm like in a weird food mood, so it's very snacky. I saw something on Reddit, someone called it snunch, snack lunch. So I'm having myself a snunch, and I have apples, peanut butter, string cheese. I also typically eat like a toddler, and this is the part that's I think is weird, but it sounds good to me, so whatever. And it's the salmon that I love, like the pouch salmon with some sriracha, a sweet potato, pita chips, and hummus. All told, we're looking at about a 600 calorie bang. So I'm gonna munch and talk about this travel tag. I was tagged by Little Earthquakes. You can find her here. And it is a travel tag, a this or that, 10 questions, just to get to know us and find out what our travel preferences might be. Number one, plane or boat? Plane. I get motion sickness, even in planes. Even when we do road trips, I have to take motion sickness medication. So boats, not my jam. Train or bus? I've never taken a real train trip, so I would love to do a train. Unfortunately, here in Detroit, we can only get to Chicago via train. So to get anywhere, we either have to hop on a train, go to Chicago, and then head out from there, or take a bus, a Greyhound, down into, I don't know, Toledo, I think, in Ohio, to catch a train there. So I'm kind of in a no train land unless I want to go to Chicago. Which Chicago? Chi-town. Hi, how are you? You're a great bunch of peeps. So train it is. I have done charter bus trips before, a long time ago. Probably the last time was in 1999 or 2000. It was our 9th grade trip to Washington, D.C. So I have done the charter bus thing. There's a bathroom, it's nice. Train just seems more romantic. Amusement park or historical site? I'm gonna say amusement park. It's only by a little margin, however. I love historical sites and just being where people who used to be alive and aren't now used to be here. That is all fascinating to me. I love historic homes. I do hope to own one day. I'm not sure the husband's on board totally with that yet. So amusement park, just by a hair. Tropical or Arctic? Dearies, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm like the whitest white chick you've ever met. I am damn near transparent. So tropics scare me. I'm also not fully in love with the cold. However, I would rather be cold than hot. Iceland, does that count as Arctic? I would love to do Iceland since that's very trendy and popular now. My husband would prefer tropics. I guess by default, because of the fearing of the sun vampire life, I am going to say Arctic. Hot tub or hot spring? Again, hot springs are something that I've never had the pleasure of experiencing. So in this instance, I'm going to choose hot springs simply because it's something I want to do. My husband and my son both love hot tubs. My mother-in-law and stepfather-in-law, they have a hot tub. However, they're moving, so we will no longer have access to that hot tub. They very much enjoy hot tubs. A hot tub's in my future. Grand Canyon or Jellystone? This one confused me a little bit. I'm wondering if perhaps the original writer of this tag was meaning Grand Canyon or Yellowstone. Grand Canyon is this beautiful natural wonder, and Jellystone, the only Jellystone I know, refers to the Jellystone campground franchise, which is an amazing family-friendly, fun campground. We have a couple in Michigan. We always have a good time. I do believe they're all across the country. So I've already been to Jellystones. I've not been to Grand Canyon, so I pick Grand Canyon. Ghost tour or historical tour? I'm not going to answer this right away. I want you to guess right now in the section beyond the veil. What is my answer to ghost tour over historical tour? Go ahead. I'm just going to take a bite. You answer. Ghost tour. Zoo or aquarium? There's a caveat to this. I'm picking zoo. However, it must be a zoo that is concentrating on conservation first. Here in Detroit, we have the Detroit Zoological Society, and it's wonderful. It is 100 years old by now, I think, and they do so much for conservation and rescue and education. It's more like, it's not a zoo for the sake of being a zoo. It's a animal conservation project that just happens to sell admission so that people can come and learn about nature and its wonder. As a pagan, it's like going to church, and the admission and the memberships are to keep it running for the welfare and betterment of the animals. So zoos in that way. Aquariums, they're pretty, the zoo that I know here in Detroit is such an amazing zoo that I pick zoos. State park or off the beaten path? The rebel in me is like, off the beaten path. Make your own choices, do your own thing. I'll be honest, I'm gonna say state park. I do like having a plan. We all know that by now, right? So I like having predetermined trails, knowing where I'm going, how long I'm gonna be there, things like that. State park. Beach or mountains? Kind of going back to the tropical thing. I fear the sun a little bit. However, just being home from South Haven for a couple of weeks, I am missing the beach of Lake Michigan. So I will choose Lake Michigan Beach over mountains. However, again, aside from driving through the Appalachians and seeing family in Pittsburgh, which is just where the Appalachians kind of start to think about being a thing, I've not done mountains. Here in the lower peninsula of Michigan, the people of the upper peninsula like to call us flatlanders because we're just like, we have no variation. So mountains are absolutely something I'd like to see one day. Oh, apparently that was the last question. So there we go. You learned a little bit about my travel preferences. I am taking Risa Visa and Inga from Inga's New Keto Journey. So girls, tag you're it. Join me here again tomorrow, dearies, because I am talking about just one day, going off the rails, making choices that maybe you wouldn't make on a typical day. What happens when you blow your budget? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Find me on FitBit on Instagram. I'm gonna finish my lunch here. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you later. Bye, dearies.